Today we are going to be ranking characters from Vikings based on how objectively attractive they are. And what do I mean by objectively attractive, okay? I'm going to rank them based on how I believe the internet feels about them, because I have seen my fair share of Vikings edits, guys, and every once in a while, and I'm like ridiculously straight, okay? So historically, it's difficult for me to gauge how attractive certain guys are, but I watch so much Vikings things that every once in a while, I even get thirst traps for somebody like Rollo too. And I'm like, you know what? I get that. Rollo looks like a man's man, you know? Okay, so we're going to do our best over here. I'm going to take my personal feelings out of the question. I feel like that would be inappropriate for YouTube. So we are going to be doing this based on how I feel the general public feels about this. And please comment down below what you think, okay? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's get right into it, guys, with King Ale, okay? And I'm sorry, I gotta put King Ale in the D tier. Nothing about this man is attractive besides the status that he has, which honestly could carry him. I mean, I'm sure he gets his fair share of activity, but I don't imagine anybody looking at King Ale and actually, finding this dude attractive. Aethelred. Now, this is a toughie. Okay? Like I said, it's a little difficult for me to do these videos because I'm about as straight as it gets. So when there's not really any characteristics that I could dive into and just straight up looking at this guy's face and that's it, I have a little bit of a hard time with this. So Aethelred, there's not much we can go off to. I feel like he's okay, but we're going to put him in the C tier. And it's important to note, C tier is not bad. Now, poor Aethelwolf, man. Aethelwolf is one of my favorite characters in Vikings. He's one of the characters that I felt bad the most out of everybody in Vikings for. God-fearing man. Always trying to do the right thing, always trying to do what's right, but let's be realistic over here. He had Judith, who was completely cheating on him the entire time. Quinworth wanted him too, and he was just refusing it. These God-fearing traits are typically not the most attractive thing in the entire world, so I'm going to have to put Aethelwolf into the C tier as well. On top of that, his own wife didn't even want him. We're going to have to put him in the C tier, man, okay? Now, Alfred, he's a king. He is I hate to say this, but unlike Aethelwolf, he's a God-fearing man in a better sense where he's still God-fearing. He's way more powerful. He has all the status in the world. He turned into a great leader. I would imagine he's a good-looking dude. I would imagine, okay? He's going to go into the A tier. I imagine Alfred being pretty good, okay? Now, this girl is escaping my memory what exactly her name was, but it's the love interest of Hitzberg, okay? She's all right. This is something that I could actually say, but I'm looking to objectively rank everything. And I've seen a lot of Vikings edits from, things being badass, from people, just ranking, all these characters based on this, right? You never really see her, but she's not bad, okay? So we're going to throw her into the B tier, okay? Now let's continue on over to Aslug. I'm going to be honest with you guys over here. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. At all. But I mean, the show praises her to be, the most beautiful princess of them all at the beginning. I feel like all of us had the same reaction to that. Is really, Ragnar? Really? You got Lagertha at home? But then again, yeah, I guess he was looking for an adventure. I guess he was looking for something exciting. Again, I don't get it. But it's also not something that you really commonly see. You see a lot of things for some other particular characters over here, but you don't see a ton of Aslug. I'm going to put her into the B tier. Probably high B tier, okay? Let's continue on, over to Astrid. I already know a bunch of guys would be very interested in Astrid. Very interested. I know the look has changed up here and there, but I feel like she was decently consistent the entire time, and I feel like people would be okay with that. Okay, we're going to put her... Actually, this might be a hot... No, I'm going to put her in front of Alfred, okay? Here's the thing. Once we get into, the higher rankings over here, I think what's right is... there's no way that, and I know that I'm saying this from a perspective of a straight person, okay? There's no way the beauty of a man could possibly outdo the beauty of a woman, right? There's no way. I know who this is coming from. I know the type of person I am saying that, but I feel like it's impossible, okay? Athelstan. We're going to have to put Athelstan into the D tier, unfortunately, in front of King Ale. I don't know, man. I know he turned into somebody it's tough because he had so many different character arcs, but for the most part, for most of the time, the person that Athelstan was isn't typically the most attractive person. I don't think he exactly maxed out the look scale too, but I feel like King Ale will just have to be at the very bottom, man. Now, Bjorn Ironside. Guys, Bjorn's got aura. Bjorn's a man. Bjorn's tough. Bjorn has been with multiple women throughout the show. I feel like this dude captures it so well. Bjorn Ironside is going to have to go into the S tier, man. This dude bagged all the girls in Vikings. Had children with multiple. Yeah, I feel like he's good. He's powerful too, a king. He encompasses everything of a leader. You know, he's a great guy. And on top of that, he's unfaithful. And that's historically more attractive, okay? I know we can get into that conversation, but I'm being honest with you guys, okay? Let's continue on over to Borg. He's got the power thing going for him. But I feel like it's just like, nah, we're going to put him into the C tier, okay? Now we have the, Leader Frankia. The name's escaping me. I'm sorry, guys. The name's escaping me, okay? He's an old dude, but he has power. He can get it that way. We're going to have to put him in the D tier. Unfortunately, we're going to have to put him in front of King Ale, okay? Oh, boy. Deer. I just feel like looking at Deer, there's not much that we could go off of here, okay? I feel like it, man. And I'm sorry. We're going to have to put him in the D tier, too. We're going to put him in front of Athelstan, okay? Now, King Egbert. King Egbert is an interesting one. I feel like he's all right for an older guy. I get that vibe. I get that vibe. I could be wrong, but he is like one of the greatest kings of all time. He's got all the power in the world. I mean, look, he got with Judith, right? And just by saying, he literally just said, I want you to be my mistress. And she was like, hey, I'm okay with that, sir. I'm going to put him into the B tier. Low B tier, okay? Low B tier. Now let's continue on to Elswith. Flat out okay. Flat out B tier. Flat out B tier. We're going to put her in front of King Egbert, okay? Let's continue on over to Eric. I mean, the dude went blind. That's not exactly an attractive trait. I mean, the only love interest we really had absolutely despised him. He's going to have to go into the D tier, man. He's going to run the front row of D tier here, okay? Now, this guy's name is escaping my memory too, but it's Torvi's husband. He was angry. He was emotional. He was abusive. I mean, like, Torvi stayed with him, but Torvi hated his guts, man. Hated his guts. He's also going to have to go into the unattractive tier. We're going to put him right behind Athelstan, okay? We're going to put him right behind Athelstan. Now, let's continue on over to Eyvind. I think it's solid C tier. He's gonna run the C tier, okay? Floki. I feel like Floki has, like, a niche group of girls that would really find him attractive, but other than that, he's just jumping around going, hee 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 hee. It takes, like, a particular girl to like him, I believe. So we're going to put Floki into the C tier. Now let's continue on over to Freydis. Freydis is probably right up there with Bjorn. I've seen, like, a lot of videos, too. A lot of videos online, a lot of ads where it's, like, ranking all the characters from Vikings. And it's pretty common for Freydis to be on top. And as a guy, you can just tell a lot of times. Like, I'm having a problem, like, ranking a bunch of men over here. So this is where I'm interested to see if I'm wrong. But she's going to have to go into the S tier. She's going to have to go ahead of Bjorn Ironside, okay? Now for Rollo's wife, we're going to have to make a new tier over here. And that tier is going to be the NA tier because she looks way too young. Way too young. So, therefore, I'm good. Okay? Let's continue on to Gunhild. I mean, she's a great wife. She's a great wife. And that would make her more attractive, right, to a lot of people. The right personality, but it's a little difficult to, you know, appreciate that from the outside. We're going to put her top of C tier. Top of C tier, okay? Now let's continue on over to Halfdan. I feel like he's okay. I feel like him and King Harold are pretty similar over here. King Harold ended up getting power, so he's going to be a little bit further ahead. But he's going to go into the C tier as well. Probably ahead of Floki. I'm going to put King Harold. King Harold ended up being pretty powerful. But actually, now that I think about it, girls didn't like King Harold. You need that power. So it depends like what version of King Harold we're talking about. Huh. He's had ups. He's had downs. He's a short guy. Always felt the need to prove himself. I feel like for that reason, we're going to have to put him low C tier, man. He had a short time as king. Now, the original Earl. He's got power. He had Siggy, but he's an old guy. Like, this is tough. He was somebody that was a man of status too, right? So we're going to have to bump him up, and I guess we're going to have to throw him into the B tier. We're going to have to, because that type of stuff matters, right? Now, everybody's favorite, Harbord. Of course, we have to put Harbord into the S tier. Guys, do we have to put this man? Do we have to put this man into the S tier? Look, this dude just walked in and got everybody with his stories. And dude, that would work, man. With this behavior, especially taking care of someone's kid too, because you know how difficult like somebody like Aslug would be to, how difficult of a time she would have finding a new partner. This dude comes in and goes, "What a beautiful baby. Let me take the pain away," and then actually does it and is charismatic. Yeah. this man's gonna have to go into the S tier. Now here's the problem. Okay? Like I was saying earlier, there's no possible way that the beauty of a man can outdo the beauty of a woman. But with who this guy is, no, but then again, she would still have more options no matter what. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that, okay? I can't do that. We're gonna put him into the S tier. Now, Heyman, I actually have no clue. Not a clue. Is this man good looking? I don't know. I feel like he is. We're gonna put him in the B tier. We're gonna put him right ahead of King Egbert. Okay, now Helga. She's all right. She's all right. We all know she's all right. I mean, she loved Floki with all of her heart. She's going to have to go into the B tier. I'm going to put her right. Probably actually, no, I'm going to put her right ahead of Heyman, okay? Let's continue on. I forget this dude's name. Crap. I don't remember his name. He's just some old guy. He's just, How do I forget his name? How am I forgetting this dude's name? Oh, it's been a little while since I watched the show, guys. I'm sorry. Crap, Hork. It's Hork. We're going to put him. Hork had a little bit of power. Low C tier. Low C tier for Hork. Okay, now Hitzverk. Son of Ragnar. That's a big bonus, but he spent the majority of the show being an absolute drunk loser. But then he turned his life around. He turned into a good warrior. Got back with Ivor. He's had his ups. He's had his downs. I feel like we're going to have to throw him in the C tier. We're going to put him right there. Now, of course, we're going to have to go with NA for Prince Igor. Now, let's continue on to Ingrid. Now, we all know Ingrid. She is of course, wouldn't be nearly the best character to ever be with, possibly, right? But she is an S tier on the attractive scale, okay? We're going to have to put her right ahead of our board, okay? Ivor. Now, another thing I didn't know when I was making this video. I was thinking about who I might place over into the S tier, and Ivor is one of these guys. The amount of edits that I've seen about people making edits of... sorry, I know that just came out. I said edits too many times. Of, like, Ivor in his eyes. Apparently, Ivor has this little smirk that I'm not even going to try to copy because it's not going to look good when I do it. Apparently, there's this little smirk that Ivor does that has drived the female viewers of Vikings insane. I kind of know what they're talking about, but of course, like, I can't relate. I don't understand how it's attractive. Apparently, there's a little way that he smirks. But I get it. I actually think, like, it's even for me to tell, I feel like it's the dude's just an attractive looking man. I know they put a lot of emphasis on his eyes too, but I don't get it. Apparently, there was a smile that drove people crazy. He is going to go into the S tier. He's going to have to go ahead of Hardboard. He's going to, yeah. I know, he does the job, man. But again, like I said, there's no way that the beauty of a man can outdo the beauty of a woman. Now, Judith. This is one that I am very surprised, I would say, to not see make these types of videos or like see people like, oh my God, Judith is so awesome. I mean, she's not awesome, right? She's not awesome when you're watching the show. Just nobody talks about her. So for that, I would have to rank her a little bit lower. Like I see more from Helga than I do Judith. Okay. So I'm going to put her right there. Like I said, once we get into the bigger tiers over here, it's difficult for me to rank a guy above a girl over here, but we're going to continue on with that. Okay. We're going to continue on over to crap. What's this guy's name? It's slipping my mind, but I feel like he's okay. We're going to put him in the C tier right behind Hitzberg, okay? Now, Katia. It's probably literally Freitas. Same actress, right there. Except Freitas is probably better, right? I don't know. Yeah, like they're the same person, okay? We're gonna rank him over there. Now, this guy, he's going to have to go into the D tier. Yeah, nope. No, sir. I feel like there's an extra F tier that we need to add, and I'm going to do that. Yeah, so I just added the F tier over here, and we're going to move a couple of these bad boys down. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. But, like, it's just an old guy. There's nothing about him that's going to, you know, exactly help his case. He's going to have to go at the very bottom, because at least these two had power. Now, Quinrith, or Quinthirth. I forget how to actually say her name. Quinthirth, I believe it is. Princess Quinworth. Princess SLUT. Yeah, there's a niche of guys that would really find her attractive. There's a niche of guys that would really like her, but I don't feel like there's no way that she stacks up to anybody in the S tier over here. I mean, then again, she can bag anybody she wants, but any girl can do that if you had the attitude of Quinthirth, right? She's going to go into the A tier. I'm going to put her right behind Astrid, okay? Lagertha. This is the one that you commonly see from Vikings. I don't know, like, she's a conventionally attractive person. Again, I'm trying to keep my own perspective out of this and, like, get a gauge on how the internet feels about this, along with the characters that they are. We're going to put Lagertha, like, what can I say? Too many people are obsessed with Lagertha. She's got to go into the S tier. She's got to be number one. She has to be. That's all you see is people talking about this girl, right? Let's continue on to Magnus. I never really saw much of Magnus, but he had the aura of being Ragnar's son. Every single time I think about him, man, I just think about all your mother did was piss on me. Poor guy. But he did have that aura. We're going to put him ahead, or right behind Hitzberg. Okay, let's continue on over to the slave girl. Her name's escaping me. Yeah, I mean, yeah. People be hyped up about her. She's going to go into the A tier, right ahead of King Alfred, okay? Let's continue on to the next. For both Odo and Olaf, I feel like we're going to put them pretty well together. This one's going to go into the D tier, low D tier, and then we're going to put Olaf. There's nothing about him, really. He's an old guy that nobody really cared about. We're going to put him into the F tier as well, unfortunately. And I feel bad putting people to the F tier. Now let's continue on over to Oleg. This is a good one because this dude had power. He bagged Katia. But the problem is, I struggle to see him being like, I can't really gauge of how good looking of a man he is. I feel like he is. He's like a nice, tall presence. Seems like a good warrior. I feel like he'd be okay. I'm going to put him in the B tier for that reason. I'm going to put him right behind Haymond, okay? This is tough because there's no way that you could put these two. There's no way. They're too old. They're too old. But the power, right? I don't know. This is toughy. And Eckbert, man, Eckbert had some like charisma to him. I feel like he could like talk his way into somebody's pants. Okay. Let's continue on to this old guy too. We're going to put him into the F tier as well, unfortunately. We're going to put him right ahead of there. Now, Ragnar. Ragnar's an interesting one because I was actually curious while I was watching the show if Ragnar was an attractive man because, like, he's the main character. I struggle to tell. I asked my wife and she said no. And I asked my wife the same question about Ivar and she said probably if he didn't look like that. So we looked it up and we looked up both of them of how they actually looked. And then she said, yeah, Ivar's a pretty attractive guy. He just didn't look like that. She didn't like the way he looked in the show. And she said no to Ragnar. But that's just the perspective of one person, right? This is a toughie. He's a king. He has all the aura in the world. Like young Ragnar, he got Lagertha. I feel like Ragnar is just a good-looking guy. I feel he's got to be, right? He's got to be. Yeah, I mean, he got Aslog. He got Lagertha. I just feel like he's not quite A tier or S tier. I get that feeling. But again, I could be wrong. I'm going to put him in the A tier. I'm going to put him ahead of Alfred. Okay, now Rollo. Now Rollo is a man that I do know is attractive. Like I was talking about Ivar. I'm familiar with the TikToks and the edits people make about Rollo. We know that Rollo is able to captivate people, and it makes sense. He's a tall guy. He's a great warrior. The dude is built nicely. Especially young Rollo. Young Rollo was pretty good. Young Rollo is going to be right up there with Ivar. We're going to put him right behind Ivar, okay? Now, Siggy. Yeah, Siggy's okay. Yeah, Siggy's pretty good. What can I say about Siggy? Siggy's got it. I would imagine people be obsessed with Siggy. Siggy's going to go into the S tier. We're going to put her right ahead of Ivar. And you know what I just realized, too, with all of this? It's making a nice box around where my face cam is. Dude, that's about as perfect as it gets. Let's continue on to Sigurd. Ragnar's son, not much else going for him. We're going to put him in the C tier for that reason. We're going to put him right behind Hitzferk, okay? Oh, man. And we're going to have to, like, scroll down and drag people up. So we're going to close this out, okay? We have this dude, Lagertha's husband. He had a little bit of power. He's going to go in probably C tier. Yeah, probably C tier. We're going to put him right. We're going to put him right ahead of here, okay? Now, this dude, there's no way that anybody likes this dude. There's no way. There's no way. The little bitch, the Earl, he's got to be D tier. Gotta be. We're going to put him right behind Athelstan. Dude, I feel bad that Athelstan's so far down there, but I struggle to see anybody like being like, hell yeah, Athelstan. You know what I mean? Now, the seer. He's got to be the worst, right? He's got to be the worst. The Seer's got to go into the F tier, man. He has to. Let's continue on over to Porin. Now, actually, she was a pretty girl throughout the show. Yeah, she's definitely gonna be up there. We're gonna put her over into the A tier, probably ahead of Astrid. Okay. Now, who the heck is this? I don't remember who this guy is for some reason. He looks like a random old dude. Huh. Dude, it's been a while since I watched a show, guys. Please forgive me. I guess D tier. D tier, okay? Now, Torvi. This is a weird one. Torvi's an interesting one. Because Torvi's a great person. Torvi would be a great wife, and that's definitely bonus points. Right? Torvi is one of those characters in the show that's, like, actually legitimately a good person. It's just could be better. So we're going to have her at the top of B tier. Yeah, you don't really see too much hype and too many people going crazy. So we're going to move my face cam down over here. Now, let's continue on over to Ube. Ube has his own little niche. I know this. Ube has his little bit of niche of people that really like him. So I'm going to put him into low A tier for Ube. I get that, okay? And finally, the Ragnar's drug dealer. Yidu. I think it was Yidu. I'm going to look so stupid if that's not her name. But she's okay. I think it's fair to rank her high B tier. High B tier. And this is me doing my best over here of ranking all of the characters from Vikings based on how objectively attractive they are. We are going to, again, we are ignoring my own personal opinion when it comes to these things. I think I did an okay job. Let me know what you think down below. It's very difficult to rank guys for me, okay? It's very difficult, but I think I did a good job of Rolo. Like, I'm familiar with the smirk of Ivor. I get it. I feel like he's a good-looking guy. Let me know what you think about everything down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out another video about Vikings, I want you to check out one of these videos right here on screen for you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, everybody.